Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Astrology with Georgie. In this video, we are going to be discussing the key transits of 2025 for the signs from Libra to Pisces. Now, if you are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, or Virgo, you guys I did in a separate video. If you watch that video, you'll realize actually I was going to do all 12 rising signs in that video, but it was too long, so I'm splitting it in two. So if you are coming back for the second part, then welcome, or perhaps you're just watching for this part. Now, 2025, we've got some key events in astrology happening. We've got a lot of outer planets changing signs. So this video is basically just to give you guys an understanding of where these planets are going to be moving in your chart. Now, please know that this is just a generic reading. Your own personal chart will always color how important these transits are going to be for you. It depends on your progress planets. It depends on which profected year you're in, as to exactly how these transits will play out and how important they are. But this is just a general view, you know, what's going on, which houses are going to get activated, and what general themes can we expect. If you would like your own personal chart read, I do readings. Please see the information in the description. And if you do get some value from this, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content from me. Feel free to share this video if you feel it could help somebody, then obviously that would be great. And any comments would really, the one thing I ask from you, if you could give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment, because obviously this is free content that I'm creating for you guys, and that just kind of helps push the video so that people actually watch it. So that's my one favor I'm going to ask for you. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're most excited about in 2025. Let me know your big three. Listen for your rising sign. This is going to be the most accurate, but do listen for your sun and your moon as well, and you can piece them all together. So your sun sign, it is also going to be accurate. This could be more to do with your career and your life goals and your vitality. Moon sign could be more emotional aspects of your life and things to do with your home and your family. And the rising sign is going to be literal. Okay, sorry, I'm just moving my face so I can move that. So do listen to all three. You know, people always say to me, what should I be paying most attention to? Well, pay most attention to a rising sign, because the rising sign is on the first house, and this is how we're working with the houses. This is how horoscopes are written, from the rising sign. But you can always count around from your sun, and you can count around from your moon, and this is how we piece everything together. So we are going to jump straight back in at Libra. So Libra 2025 for you guys, what is going on? So we have got Jupiter moving into your 10th house. So I have shifted the chart along midway through the year so we can see where the planets have moved, okay? So we can see that Jupiter has now moved into Cancer at the end of June. So I just want you to think what's been going on, because for the first half of the year, you've still got Jupiter in your 9th house, okay? So what has happened so far between June 2024 and then whenever you're watching this video, because Jupiter stays 1 year in a sign. So June 2024 to June 2025, you will have Jupiter in your 9th house in Gemini. I love Jupiter in the 9th house. I think it's a beautiful transit. Jupiter naturally rules the 9th house because the 9th house is naturally a Sagittarius house. So this is the house of expansion of our mind, expanding our mind, our growth, our learning. This is the house of travel. This is the house of adventure. So when Jupiter moves through this house, we can experience opportunities and growth. So Jupiter rules growth, wisdom, expansion, abundance. It's our planet of optimism. It's our planet of opportunity. So wherever Jupiter moves through, we are coming into opportunity for growth, for expansion. So in the 9th house, this is chances to study something, chances to learn something, chances to grow your mind, chances to develop your beliefs and your wisdom, your spiritual beliefs, your religious beliefs, whatever it is that you believe in. Jupiter in the 9th is expanding those beliefs, okay? It is in Gemini, so it can be quite scattered. So it could be that you've actually had a lot of opportunities for learning, a lot of opportunities for developing your mind, and you might have felt a bit scattered. A lot of opportunities for travel. Have you traveled to different places? Have you been connecting with people? Have you met any teachers, any gurus? This is all opportunities that you can have with Jupiter in the 9th house. Traveling to faraway places, meeting a teacher, meeting a guru, learning something, especially in the sign of Gemini. This is learning. So you guys may have learned a lot or learning a lot through this transit, okay? Now, June 2025, Jupiter is going to move into your 10th house in Cancer. Now, this is a beautiful transit because Jupiter in Cancer is more about nurturing something long term. Okay. Cancer is the sign of the mother, of the nurturer. It is emotional, it is comforting, and it's all about security. So Jupiter here is helping us hold on to something that we're building, or it's bringing us opportunity to nurture something more long term. Okay, so it's great for like saving money. For you guys being in your 10th house, this is opportunities for your career. So new opportunities. This could be a new job offer. You could be climbing the career ladder. You could be expanding your role at work in some sense. Your reputation could be growing. You could be having more opportunities to be seen. Your public status could be expanding. Now, Jupiter rules your 6th house of daily work. So yes, this is definitely going to tie in your daily routines and the people you're working with, better relationships with the people you're working with, understanding the people you're working with. Jupiter also rules your 3rd house of learning. So connecting, making new connections, maybe within the local environment, that are going to help your career. The 10th house is your goals, so what you're working towards. So luck, this is the planet of luck. Luck at work, luck at whatever you're moving towards, you're having luck in that sense. This is the house of your public reputation. So it could be that you get married. It could be that you become a parent, Cancer. This is a great transit, positive transit for your parents. So if your parents are still around, maybe your parents are going through a really good time, or your parents are growing or expanding. You could meet somebody like an important teacher or guru in the working environment. Your reputation is just going to be expanding. Now, Jupiter does expand whatever it touches. So it does really depend on yourself personally, because, for example, if you're going through other transits and you had been having a hard time at work, or something else is going on in your personal chart, Jupiter could make that worse. So you could come into fame for something, then it might not be favorable if there's something else going on in your chart. But for the most part, this is going to be a favorable transit in terms of your career and what you're building towards. Okay, so that's really positive for you guys. And the 10th house is an angular house. So when things happen in the angular houses, 1, 4, 7, and 10, we feel them more strongly. Okay, they're important houses. Now the 10th, and the thing is with the angular houses, they are making, so the 10th house is squaring you. The 7th house is opposing you. The 4th house is squaring you. So it's not always the most easy transformation. It's not always the most easy growth, because it could be that you're having to sacrifice something for yourself in order to get to where you want to go. That's also possible. Okay, it's not always all rainbows and sunshines all of the time, but it's, what legacy are you building? Because you're going to feel like you have more opportunity to build that legacy during this transit. Okay, even if it comes at the price of something around yourself, or having to put a bit more effort or more work in. Now you are having Saturn and Neptune move into your 7th house of partnerships. So this is interesting. So okay, so if you're single, so Neptune's going to move in first at the end of March. So Neptune in the 7th house, you are probably going to end up meeting somebody or having a one-on-one experience with a significant one-on-one experience with somebody in a spiritual sense, or a sense of not seeing things clearly. So if you are single and you're meeting somebody new, you could have a bit of rose-colored glasses around this time. You're not necessarily seeing things clearly. You're very idealistic. With Neptune moving through the 7th, you can be very idealistic about your partnership. So just be aware that things aren't always as they seem with Neptune moving through the 7th. On the other hand, this transit could be great for you engaging in spiritual partnerships, in meeting somebody that is karmic, or meeting somebody that is helping you spiritually evolve, meeting somebody who themselves are Neptunian. So this person could be someone spiritual, but on the downside, it could be somebody that is prone to escapism, which isn't necessarily good. So that's just something to the downside of Neptune that you've got to be aware of. But Saturn in the 7th, on the one hand, if you're single, this is going to, so Saturn brings a reality check, okay? And it brings us lessons. So if you're, say you're in if you're in a healthy relationship, Saturn coming into the 7th, you're probably going to take this to the next commitment. So you're going to get engaged, you're going to get married. A lot of marriages happen with Saturn in the 7th, so not necessarily bad. And you could do it in a rush in Aries. So it could be like you have a sudden impulse to get married, a sudden impulse to get engaged. You could just do it quickly. So just watch out for that. especially with Neptune here. Remember, not seeing things clearly. Just take your time if you can. If you're single and Saturn moves in here, it can be like a reality check of, oh, what do I want from my partnerships? And it could bring a feeling of you're feeling lonely and you're craving that intimacy, because Saturn brings like a harsh reality of you're having to face up to what's going on. So so during that transit, it could be that you really feel like you want to meet somebody. And that somebody, it could take you a while to meet them initially, but then as the transit moves on, it could be that you then do meet somebody that is a committed partner, because Saturn does rule commitment. So Saturn in the 7th house can bring some challenges, but it also can bring you a committed partner. Now, if you're already in a relationship or you're already in a marriage that's not going well, Saturn in this house can bring you some harsh realities, because you are going to have to address issues. Saturn is reality. It's like you need to address what's going on here. You need to sort it out. You need to compromise. Saturn the 7th, a lot is about compromise, having to listen to the other person. You're having to be practical and take practical steps in order to make the relationship work. It's not all doom and gloom. If you know, it really depends on other things in your chart. But a lot of the time, Saturn just wants you to be responsible. So it wants you to be committed. It wants you to be responsible. So if the relationship is not healthy, then this can bring about breakups. But it's more about you just getting to grips with the realities of what a relationship involves, because Saturn wants you to be responsible. It wants you to grow up and be that partner, you know. Now, this is also your clients. So if you have a client-based business or you're in sales, Saturn here can bring, it's making you face up to your responsibilities. So sometimes it can actually be that you're really, really busy with clients, but you're having to be structured and focused because you're so busy. Other times you may feel that it's going a bit slowly, like your client base is going slowly. And if that is happening, it's because you need to put certain structures in place in order for you to be ready for your clients to come to you. So wherever Saturn is, you have to do some work and then you will be rewarded. So sometimes it can feel a bit slow, but just persevere, because Saturn wants to reward you. It rewards hard work, okay? Now, yeah, so in general with Neptune and Saturn together, it can also be like spiritual connections with people. Yeah, I'm just going back to that again, like real spiritual connections with people, or trying to set your boundaries but struggling initially when these are together, trying to set boundaries within a relationship but struggling to, being too kind of being too forgiving, struggling to set boundaries can happen. Or you're trying to set boundaries but maybe you're doing it in a more empathetic way. That could also be the possible, because these two planets are coming in together pretty much. Now these are just going to dip in and then they're going to dip back out, and then they're not really going to fully ingress into Aries until 2026. So we're just going to see a little taster of this in the summer of 2025. Now you guys have got Pluto in your 5th house, so this is going to be a 20-year transit. What's happened with your love life? Have you met anyone? Are you doing anything fun? What are you going back to hobbies that you've not done for a long time? The 5th house is our business and our passions and our creativity. So Pluto coming in here is helping you create stuff. So feeling more creative, maybe wanting, you know, topics of children could be coming up. Obviously, this is a very long transit, so you might not know what this is just yet. But eventually there's going to be some transformations around whatever you're creating. So if you're working in a business stuff, or this is your love life, so bringing you people into your life. And I've mentioned this on a few of my videos, just be careful that the people that you're meeting are not going to wanting to control you and be manipulative and obsessive, because that is, you can attract Plutonian people here. Okay, so just make sure you're vetting people, and especially as you've got these transits going into your 7th house of relationships at the similar time that Pluto's in your 5th house. Neptune here is, I'm not seeing things clearly. Pluto here is potential for toxic relationships, but it all depends on how self-aware you are and how much shadow work you've done. Okay, because on the other hand, it can be that you're actually meeting someone that's very karmic and healing. That's the other side of the coin. And then you guys are going to have Uranus move into your 9th house. So this is about your beliefs or your travel. So you could travel to unusual places. You could have a rebellious streak about, you know, wanting to move abroad, wanting to leave, just wanting to move abroad, wanting to suddenly study something Uranian, so suddenly study astrology. You know, a sudden shift in your beliefs, because Uranus shakes things up. So a sudden shift in your beliefs. You know, your beliefs are changing. Something might have happened, and now you're thinking, no, I don't believe that anymore. I believe in this. A breakthrough, you know, a rebellion in terms of, you know, if you're studying something, maybe you suddenly just want to quit. You've had enough of studying it. You just want to quit. Uranus is like, I want to be free. I want to quit. So if you're, you know, at college or university, Uranus can shake this up in terms of, you know, I want to rebel from this. That is also possible. This is also like technology. So maybe using technology or social media or something in order to learn. That could also be the case, that you're learning something but using technology, you know, like studying online. You're going to study a course online, which, you know, is obviously quite obvious these days that we would do that. But Uranus in your ninth house could bring sudden opportunities for you to study something virtually. Now, what else or traveling somewhere with a romantic partner, you know, traveling to unusual places with a romantic partner is part of this. Because Uranus rules your fifth house. That's also possible. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention for you guys is the North and the South Node in your health houses. So the North Node is in your sixth house of health, and the South Node is in your 12th house of faraway places, of your mental health, and of seclusion, you know, hospitals, prisons, institutions, things going on behind closed doors. Is the 12th house, things we can't see, things that we're healing, things that we're releasing, retreats. So this is yoga retreats, healing places, places of solitude. With the South Node here, we're releasing things. So you could be letting go of mental health, self-sabotaging behaviors that are no longer serving you, and moving more towards practical and structured routines. Okay. North Node in Pisces in the sixth house is, how can I heal my body spiritually? How can I heal my body mentally? How can I be open to changing my routines in a less structured way, in a more free-flowing and authentic to my spiritual growth kind of way? Eclipses are, so we're going to be having solar eclipses, lunar eclipses in both of these signs for 2 years. So this is putting a theme on your health houses. So Libra, your mental health and your physical health are going to be really, really important, same as Aries, for the next 2 years. Okay. So this is all about healing, letting go of things that no longer serve you. Pisces and Virgo in general are the healing houses, because Pisces naturally rules this house and Virgo naturally rules this house, but they've swapped because obviously you're a Libra rising. The chart is kind of inverted. So it's always interesting with the inverted chart, because you're having to do the opposite of the thing. Does that make sense? So Pisces on the sixth house is like, okay, I need to be structured around my routines and my health and my daily work, but I need to do it in Pisces. So I need to do it in a more spiritual and gentle and less critical way of myself. So this is going to be about healing your body gently. How can you heal your body? You know, what are there's going to be focus on your routines and your daily work changing. So for some of you, your daily work could change. Just focusing on the houses for a minute, your routines could change, your daily work could change, changes with pets, changes with, you know, being far away, working behind the scenes, letting things go, healing something, releasing something. And this is going to be 2 years of this. So 2 years of focus on your health. And a lot of it's going to do with, your routines and how are you of service to other people? And how can you let go of being so critical of yourself within your mind? Okay. Virgo on the 12th house is mentally critical of yourself. Okay. It can be a little bit anxious and a bit of overthinking behind the scenes. So that's going to be important for you guys. And I think that's kind of the end of the main transits for you. So let me know in the comments, Libra, what are you most excited about in 2025? So the main themes for you are going to be so basically, if you run your own business, it's going to be like career, work, business, clients, healing yourself, healing your body, changing your routines, and changes within your career or your status. Okay, potential changes for your career or your status, and learning something new. So a lot going on, a lot of exciting stuff. So let me know what you're most excited about, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. So Scorpio, 2025 for you guys, what are we looking at here? So First of all, we're going to see what Jupiter is doing. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, luck, opportunity, and prosperity. And wherever it moves in our chart, we are seeing growth, opportunities coming to us. So for the first half of 2025, and bearing in mind you've already had half of this transit in the second half of 2024, Jupiter has been in your 8th house. So Scorpio, what has gone on in terms of your, number one, your financial situation? Have you come into any money? Have you come into any inheritance? Have you expanded your shared resources? Have you been sharing money with a partner? Jupiter rules your 5th house of romantic partnerships. Have you and also it rules your 2nd house of finances. So there's definitely an element of what you're making and sharing it with other people, or you're investing into something. You're investing, you're making investments, you're working in finances, you're working in trading, you're making some sort of money, and you're focusing on your money. Now, Jupiter in the 8th house is also about our psychology, developing our mind, Jupiter does expand as well. So if you have had any psychological issues, Jupiter can make this worse. But for the most part, it is a positive planet, but it does tend to expand. So if there have been financial issues, it can make them worse. If there have been psychological issues, it can make it worse, depending on other aspects in your chart and kind of what it's aspecting. But generally, it's bringing you opportunity. So Jupiter in the 8th, new chances to make money from other people, new chances to join resources. This is also the house of like sex and intimacy. So opportunities to get really close with a partner for some of you, maybe linking your self-worth to your intimacy, bringing in, your elements of how you value yourself and how you value others. Maybe helping other people go through a transformation as well, because the 8th house is coaching. So it could be that you've been helping other people transform and you've been going through your own transformation at the same time, Scorpio. How are you feeling happier, more abundant? Because these are the themes of Jupiter: feeling happier, feeling abundant, feeling like you are growing as a person, because this is our self-transformation. This is also the house of like astrology, tarot, anything metaphysical, psychic abilities. So opportunities to develop those, opportunities to tap into your psychic side, spiritual readings, mediumship, clairvoyant readings, more opportunities for that, because it rules your 5th house of your interests and your hobbies. So more of an interest in learning tarot, more of an interest in astrology, more of maybe even some of you have started your own business around these topics. You could have started your own business around metaphysical stuff, or started your own business around the finances of others. So like trading, for example, investing could have been part of this. Okay. And now June 2025, Jupiter is going to move into your 9th house. Again, I've said this in one of the previous signs. This is one of my favorite transits. Jupiter in the 9th house is so expansive. And in Cancer, you are nurturing your mind, you are nurturing what you're learning, and you are going to learn something long term, and your growth is going to be existential. Jupiter naturally rules the 9th house, because the 9th house is naturally Sagittarius. So this is the house of wisdom. So during this time, expanding your wisdom. Jupiter does rule your 2nd house of finance, so maybe spending money on learning, maybe spending money on doing a course, maybe learning a new job, any sort of training at work could come under this, but just you're learning something. This is higher education, so it's like, degrees, doctorates, masters, any form of higher education, university, whatever, any courses you're paying to do, you're going to have new opportunities to spend money on doing a course. You're going to maybe meet an important teacher, an important guru, someone that's going to teach you something, someone that's going to nurture your mind, nurture Cancer. Okay. You could be spending, maybe you're doing something with a romantic partner, or something that you feel really passionate about, is going to be helping you, whatever you're learning, you're passionate about. Traveling to faraway places, meeting people while you travel, expanding your mind. It's just such a beautiful transit for personal development and for really, really growing. Okay. New cultures. This is also the house of the law. So, because Jupiter does expand anything it touches, if there's something else going on in your chart and there's Jupiter's making a bad transit, it can make things worse. If you're in trouble with the law, Jupiter's touching a planet in this house, it could make it worse. But for the most part, this is a positive planet, especially if you're born in the day. And so really, most of this is going to be you growing. Your growth is going to be unrecognizable when you come out of this transit. So that's really, really exciting for you guys, especially as you love to grow, you love to learn, you love to grow. So for you, this is going to be extra special. And this actually trines you. You know, Jupiter in Cancer trines you. So this is, you know, even more positive for you guys. Now you have got Pluto that's moved into your 4th house. So this is changes within the home. So this is, you know, having to move, new housemates, new lodgers, you know, changes within the home environment. Things that aren't working are being called out with Pluto here. But this is a 20-year transit. It's a very long transit. It's not going to be activated the whole time, but you will experience changes within the home. And also maybe changes within your inner emotional world, feeling more emotional in general with Pluto in the 4th. Again, not the whole time, but it depends if it's making any aspects. But Pluto in the 4th is our inner world. So we can feel intense ourselves with Pluto in the 4th house. But for the most part, it's going to manifest as changes within, like changes for our family members, like maybe a family member themselves is going through a certain transformation. Or yeah, your actual home, your environment is going to change in some sense. Then Uranus is dipping into your 8th house. So this is breakthroughs, changes within your joint resources. So Uranus shakes things up, changes things. So suddenly coming into some money, suddenly losing some money, suddenly losing an investment, suddenly making an investment. It's unpredictable, okay? So I can't tell you whether it's going to be good or bad because it's neutral. It could be either, depends what other aspects it's making. But this is also about technology. So if you work with like scientific things or technology, there could be some breakthroughs in kind of making money through technological things. So it could be, you know, if you're an investor or if you work with trading or something, you are using new technological device to make that money. It could even be that, you know, you've got to think, this is thinking outside the box. This is also rebellion. So feeling rebellious or unusual, or doing something unusual or quirky when it comes to your intimate relationship. So wanting to, so for example, explore different sexual experiences with a partner, wanting to do something rebellious sexually with a partner, feeling like you just want to, you know, spice things up a bit in the bedroom could come under this transit. That's the easiest way to put it, okay? And then you've got Saturn and Neptune moving into your 6th house. So this is your work, your routines, and your health. So Saturn, so first of all, Neptune is going to go into this house at the end of March. So Neptune moving into the 6th house is, so Neptune dissolves things, okay? So there could be some confusion about health matter. Now, this really does depend on your own personal chart and if you've got planets there and the condition of your 6th house of your health, your physical body. So there could be some confusion about a health matter. But then Saturn's going to come in and it's going to make you see the light, and it's going to bring about harsh reality of this is what you need to do to look after your health a bit better, okay? Neptune in the 6th could also be you're more interested in holistic healing. You're more interested in natural healing. You know, you're more interested in toxic-free makeup and skincare and acupuncture and reflexology. You're more interested in natural forms of healing rather than medical forms of healing. That could be the case. Or it could just be that you're actually being really idealistic about a health matter. So please pay attention to your health. If you've got any niggles of anything that you feel like you should get checked out, go and get it checked out. Because Neptune makes us not see things clearly. This is great for imagination, like in your working environment, in your routines, feeling creative, feeling imaginative, being of service to others in a spiritual way. So you could get a job where you're serving others in a spiritual sense. You could become a healer, a spiritual healer. You could become somebody that, you know, does Reiki healing. Maybe you become someone that learns to do massage, work with the head, Aries. And Saturn here too is like, okay, we need to be practical about this. We need to be responsible about this. So together, it could be that you're working towards some form of spiritual healing to be of service to other people. That's definitely possible. Saturn in the 6th can also be a time when we're feeling like we have a lot on our plate. We're feeling that our routines are heavy. We're feeling that we've got so much work to do. And the trick to this is, are you being structured? Are you being structured? Are you being disciplined? Or have you just got your head in the clouds, Neptune? Because Saturn here is like, come on, you need to sort it out. And so this can manifest as you feeling frustrated in your working environment, you feeling like you've got too much on, but really Saturn is teaching you to be disciplined with your timetable and your schedules. This is the house of self-care. So make sure that you are allowing time for self-care, because otherwise it's going to manifest negatively in your body. So this is all about healing in a holistic sense, Neptune, and being practical and seeing things clearly, Saturn, okay? And then Scorpio, we have got the North Node in the 5th house, South Node in the 11th. So we are having eclipses in your 5th and your 11th house. So new moons, full moons, but they're lunar eclipses, solar eclipses. These are very karmic and destined new and full moons around eclipse season. And this is when the sun moves next to the North or the South Node, and then the moon comes round. And so these times, basically, it highlights the theme, and it's all throughout 2025. You'll be seeing this theme and 2026 between this axis on your houses. So this is about you moving more towards what you want to do. What do you want to create? What are you passionate about? What do you love? And you're releasing the people pleasing, the doing things for other people. You're going to be leaving certain groups that are no longer aligned with you, and you're going to be focusing on yourself. So this is focusing on your own business, on your own stuff, on your own hobbies, on your romantic partners. This is the house of romance. And it's going to be clearing out groups that aren't meant for you, clearing out friendships that aren't meant for you, clearing out organizations that aren't meant for you, okay? And you'll be seeing eclipses in these signs. Or, yes, the South Node is here, so it's clearing out, but if there's a solar eclipse here in the 11th, it could also be a new beginning. So you'll be clearing out groups that aren't meant for you, but you can also be seeing new groups and new friendships come into you as well, okay? New lovers, karmic lovers, karmic interest can happen under the eclipses in these houses. What are you creating? This is a transit where if you're trying for children, you might get pregnant. If you don't want children, use protection, because the North Node in the 5th is we're being propelled towards our destiny in this area, okay? So great for creativity in Pisces, very creative. Maybe your hobbies and passions involve spirituality, and you're going to be called towards spending more time doing those, or just having fun, but in your own way, Scorpio, which is probably more behind closed doors. But yeah, so eclipses in these houses for you, which is obviously going to be the whole year, but around eclipse season. So that is what I've got for you. So the main themes are obviously maybe your own business, your own creativity, expanding your mind and learning, and then also maybe changes within finances and within the home and within your routines in your work. So there's a lot going on 2025. And obviously, if you would like your own personal chart read, I do personal readings. Just email me. My information is in the information. But yeah, I hope 2025 goes well for you, Scorpio, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. So 2025, what have we got for you guys? Sorry, I just need a drink. I've got a dry mouth again. Okay, so first up, Sagittarius. So 2025, we're going to look at what Jupiter's doing. So Jupiter has been in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships since June 2024, and it's going to be here in the first half of 2025. Now, Jupiter's been retrograding for a lot of that time, so you might actually feel like you've not really noticed anything happen. In the second half of 2025, when Jupiter goes direct again, you are going to see more opportunities come to you within your relationship house. So this has been or will be bringing you opportunities for partnerships. So meeting new people, whether this be on a romantic level, expanding your relationships, your significant relationships in some sense, or because Jupiter tends to make things worse, if you've been having difficulties within a relationship, sometimes it can make that worse as well. Or you're seeing things, you're being too optimistic about a relationship. That's also possible, Sagittarius. So if you're having issues within your relationship and you're thinking, hold on a minute, Jupiter's in my 7th, it could be that you're actually seeing things in too much of an optimistic light. That can be the downside of Jupiter. but it does bring new opportunities. So perhaps in 2025, if you put yourself out there, if you're single, if you want to meet someone, you will find somebody come to you. Now, you're also going to have Uranus move into this house. So this is going to be, breakthroughs within relationships, but I'll come on to that in a minute. Back to Jupiter. So Jupiter in the 7th, expanding your relationships. This can be, getting on better with any significant one-on-one relationship. So this is parent, child, brother, sister, best friend, and romantic, but also your clients and your business partnerships. So expansion and opportunities to expand your one-on-one, your significant one-on-one relationships. Now, Jupiter rules you, so it deliberately ties in you and the direction of your life with other people. So it's almost like it's important for the direction of your life, or there's a real importance or real connection between who you are and how you're connecting with others during this time. Okay. Jupiter also rules your 4th house of family, so this could really significantly, what am I trying to say? This could signify the importance of family members during this time and how they are helping you grow, helping you expand, and bringing new opportunities to you. So maybe the new opportunities you are experiencing are coming directly from a family member if they're not coming from yourself. And then in June, Jupiter's going to move into your 8th house. Okay, so this is abundance, financial abundance. This is improving your finances. This is coming into money from other people. This is investments. This is inheritance. This is expanding your resources, or opportunities to expand your resources, maybe from a family member or maybe from yourself. Okay, but there's a direct connection between you and the finances of others. Now, if this isn't financial for you guys, this is going to be about your own transformation. This is the house of coaching, your own transformation, coaching other people. So you could have better opportunities to help other people grow, or you could be growing yourself. You could be expanding your mind. You could be studying psychology, opportunities to really learn about yourself, to learn about your inner world, to learn about your family members. Your family members could be going through a transformation, okay, of their own. That's also possible. If it's not you, it could be a family member. Because it's in the sign of Cancer as well. So this could be something to do with your children. Your child could be going through a transformation. That's also possible, their own transformation. Now, the 8th house is our psychic abilities, our metaphysics, everything that we cannot see, everything that we cannot touch. It's the afterlife, ghost schools, everything taboo. So Jupiter here is bringing you opportunities to explore that, okay? Do you want to explore your psychic abilities? Do you want to go and see a medium? Do you want to go to a tarot evening? How do you want to evolve? This is divination, okay? So new opportunities to explore divination. Can be astrology. I see astrology as both the 8th and the 9th house, but new opportunities to explore astrology, to study astrology, to go through you're going through your own transformation. Your body could expand, okay? Cancer is the body, and Jupiter expands things, and anything to do with the 8th house is your own transformation. So you could be quite literally expanding. So just make sure that you're not sitting home doing nothing. Like maybe you need to get out and exercise, because you could be getting bigger. That can actually be the manifestation of your growing. If you're not growing mentally, you could actually be growing kind of in the body. Now, yeah, so this house, you're going to be seeing new opportunities. Inheritance can come under this as well, okay? Inheritance, taxes, improvements in taxes, investments. You could be investing in something. But yeah, your shared resources are going to correlate with a family member or yourself. And you could just be kind of coming into new opportunities to make money, basically. Now, what else? You have had Pluto just move into your 3rd house. So 20 years, and I have spoken more in depth about the Pluto transit. So go over to my page and look through the Pluto through the signs video in 2025. Now, Pluto in the 3rd house is all about changes and transformations within your neighborhood. So perhaps you guys are having to integrate into a new neighborhood, meet new neighbors, get out there, get connecting, get communicating, and it can feel uncomfortable with where Pluto is, but you're being forced to transform it in your connections with others, okay? And then this is also about your learning. So maybe you guys are learning, studying, expanding your mind in some sense, or just changes within that area, because you've got this about transformation, and maybe some of you are learning something. Now you are also having, so Saturn and Neptune are going into your fifth house. Okay, so Neptune in the fifth house is, it's actually a very creative placement, and it's a time where you really might enjoy getting lost in your mind and in your imagination. So what do you do for fun, Sagittarius? Whatever you do for fun, you've got the opportunity to really use your imagination, to get creative, to get romantic. This is a great transit if you're a creative, if you are a creative person and you have your own business and you're working towards something. Neptune here, on the one hand, it dissolves things, so it can dissolve things that aren't working, but on the other hand, it's going to expand your mind. So if you're working on a creative project, Neptune here can help you be more creative. You're tapping into that higher imagination. Okay, if you're single and you're meeting romantic partnerships, not seeing things clearly in your romance, not seeing things clearly can also be the downside of Neptune. But Saturn's going to come in here and it's going to basically give you a bit of a reality check. So this could be a sense of, okay, well, what do I actually do for fun? What do I do for fun? What do I enjoy? What am I doing for myself? And it's a bit of a reality check. And it really depends on you and how self-aware you are and what stage of life you're at personally. But Saturn brings lessons, karmic lessons, to which house it goes through. And especially to begin with, it can be a sense of, you might feel like you're lacking joy. You might feel like you're lacking fun in your life. You could feel, and this could feel a bit heavy and down. Okay, so that's just something to be aware of. You also might decide that you're going to be more disciplined around making yourself. So you might be thinking, right, I've got this idea, Neptune, to do this new hobby, and I need to be disciplined and I need to make myself go and do it. That could be what the Saturn thing is, where you're having to be more disciplined. You're having to push yourself outside your comfort zone, but you've got to be disciplined about it. It could be that if you're creating something, if you run your own business, you are putting creative structures in place around your business. That could also be possible. For some of you, this could have something to do with your children. So things going on with your child's life, maybe something's going on at school and you're not seeing the clear picture with Neptune here, but Saturn's come in and you're having to be more strict and disciplined with your child. You could become a parent. But with Neptune here, this is interesting because Neptune is like confuses things. So I'm not sure how that exactly would manifest together with Saturn, but Saturn the fifth is like you could become a parent, or you could have a realization or a reality check about becoming a parent. Maybe your dreams towards parenthood are really having a crash down to earth. So maybe you're having a realization that maybe once you thought you were going to be a parent and now this transit's come along and you're like, actually, I don't think it's really going to happen for me. There's some sort of realization about either your children or whether you're going to become a parent. Could happen. Not necessarily, because obviously this house has lots of different things, but that's just something that could happen. Okay. Or yeah, I'm just trying to think, or if you've got a child, maybe they are going through something hormonal, maybe they are going through something hormonal, maybe they are going through a challenge or a delay around something. That's also possible, obviously depending how old they are, but there could be some sensitivities around a child and you're having to you're realizing that you're having to maybe be a bit more sensitive in that case or scenario. Okay. And then obviously we've got Uranus moving into your seventh house. So breakthroughs or changes within your relationship. So sudden changes. Uranus shakes things up. So change to your relationship status could be possible, but this only depends on your own personal experience and how things are with your relationship right now. If you're in a relationship that's on the rocks, Uranus coming into this sign could be the ending and it could be sudden. If you're not on the rocks, don't worry about it. It could be that you and your partner go and do something rebellious. Either you could be feeling rebellious or your partner could be feeling rebellious, or together you can just want to go and like travel somewhere or just do something really random, change. Yeah, like because Uranus rules your third house, maybe you just want to go and join a different community, or you want to move, or you want to travel, you just want to go and do something random. You're just feeling a bit more kind of, you want to be free. For some of you this could manifest you want to be free from your partners, but for others it could be that either your partner's being rebellious, or together the relationship, you are doing something unconventional. You guys could be doing something unconventional with Uranus moving into your seventh house. Okay. What else do I want to say about that? Oh yeah, if you work with clients, meeting unusual, eccentric people, attracting clients that are unusual, attracting clients that kind of Aquarian type, clients that think outside the box, that could also be part of that. And just a sudden breakthrough with clients. So, you know, maybe suddenly influx of clients, a sudden influx or a sudden loss. It could be either or, really. Or the kind of people that you connect with are unusual, because Uranus does rule your third house of connection. So the people that you're connecting with could be unusual in some sense. And then you've got the North Node. So Sagittarius, all the mutable signs are having a really, really important year, because the North Node is in your 4th house and the South Node is in your 10th house. So this is eclipses in your angular houses. This is a really, really important time. And this is going to be happening for 2025 and 2026, with the North Node moving in your 4th. So Virgo and Pisces are the signs of healing. So collectively we're going to be focusing on healing, on spiritual healing, on emotional healing, on releasing things that are no longer serving us, and releasing the need for everything to be perfect, okay, Virgo, and focusing on, and because Virgo is also healing, so yes, healing our body, but focusing a lot more on our spiritual healing and how we're feeling inside in order to make our bodies more healthy. There's a balancing act, okay. Now, North Node in Pisces in your 4th is you're being propelled towards 4th house things. So changes within your home, changes within your family members. Some of you are moving, some of you are retiring, some of you are getting an extension, some of you are changing things within your home. But it's in Pisces, and the 4th house is release anyway, but Pisces is about endings and releasing. So what are you releasing? What are you letting go of? How are you developing inner peace? Because South Node in the 10th house is like, we're releasing the need to desire recognition for everything, and we're working towards inner peace, okay, not having to work, not having a career, not having to be recognized, focusing on inner peace. What's going on behind closed doors, Sagittarius, and how can you be happier? And this is going to manifest as changes in your career, changes in your home, changes in your public status. South Node in the 10th, for some of you this is going to be like divorce, separation, career changes, change in your status and how you're known. You're going to be having eclipses in both of these signs. So there will be new moons in the 10th house as well. But because the South Node here is here, it's like we're releasing something that's not working in order for the new beginning to start. So it could be a new career, it could be a new marriage, public status, a change in your how people see you, your reputation, the goals that you're working towards could change. You're shifting your goals. You know, maybe your goals are changing because really you're trying to develop inner peace, and the North Node in Pisces in the 4th house is going to catapult you towards that, whether you like it or not. Healing yourself, healing your core, helping you become at peace behind closed doors and not need the recognition. Okay, that's the lesson here, Saggies. So I think I've spoken mostly about the key stuff. Yes, so 2025 for you guys, it's all about, you know, changes in your home environment, living and inner peace, changes within your creativity or what you're working towards, or your children, potential changes within your relationships, and also some money, some investment stuff or something to do with your money. So there's a lot going on in 2025. And obviously remember that your personal chart will color this differently. This is just a generic reading. If you would like your own personal chart read, please drop me an email. My information is in the information. And I hope you guys have a great 2025. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited about, and I will see you in the next one. Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your horoscope for 2025. So we're just going to look at the key things that is going on. So first of all, we're going to look at Jupiter. So Jupiter is moving into Cancer, Capricorn. So this is a beautiful transit for you. So basically Jupiter from June 2024 until June 2025 is going to be in Gemini in your 6th house. So the first half of the year, you've still got Jupiter in your 6th house. So what's been going on for you work-wise? What opportunities have been coming to you? What things have been coming your way? Have you made any breakthroughs with your working environment, with the projects you're working on? How's your health changed? How have your routines changed? How is your body? You know, how have you been focusing on your health? Or have you been focusing on your health? Or has your health got worse? Because sometimes Jupiter can expand issues if you've been ignoring them, okay? But Jupiter rules your 12th house of things going on behind closed doors and your limiting beliefs and your mental health. And it's directly importing that into your 6th house. So maybe you've been working on your physical body behind the scenes. That could be possible. You've been doing it behind the scenes. The way that you've been connecting with people, the communities that you're involved with, have been kind of, your routines have been changing, or your health has been changing, and you've been linking it with your local community or your local environment, or siblings or relatives, or maybe you've been being of service to people behind the scenes and you've been communicating a lot. So basically you could be talking on, Zoom, and you've been healing people, and there's been new opportunities for healing. This is the house of, well, it's the house of our pets. So for some of you might have got new pets, that might have expanded with Jupiter here. But it's bringing you kind of luck and blessings at work, or at least opportunities. In Gemini, it's been a bit scattered. So it could be that you've had loads of opportunities and you've not really got very far with anything because you've been too scattered. That is also possible, okay? But maybe you've been enjoying work, depending on what else has been going on in your chart. Now, in June, Jupiter's going to move into your 7th house. So this is a beautiful transit because Jupiter in Cancer is nurturing. So you are going to, for a whole year, this will be here, you're going to be nurturing your one-on-one relationships. So this is obviously your romantic partnership. So this is going to help your romantic partnerships. However, it can also make problems worse depending on what else is going on, because Jupiter expands and we can see things too optimistically with Jupiter in the 7th. Okay, that's possible. But in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, it performs really, really well there. So you are able to nurture, you are able to see the feelings of other people more clearly. You are coming into new opportunities. If you're single, this is a great chance to meet somebody of commitment. If you work with clients, positive relationships with your client base. Any significant one-on-one relationships, whether that be with a parent, with a best friend, are going to expand here. Okay. You could start a relationship behind the scenes, 12th house, and now you're going committed. You could really be connecting, communicating well one-on-one with people during this transit. Okay, so it's a beautiful time for all of your significant one-on-one relationships, and you'll just feel a bit more lucky with the people that you're involved with, and you'll just be meeting people. Maybe you're meeting people that are teaching you something. Maybe you're meeting people that you're going to travel somewhere, because Jupiter rules travel, so you could be traveling far away with important people in your life. So that's a beautiful transit. And then in July, you're going to have Uranus dip into your 6th house of your work, your routines, your health. So this is going to shake things up. Uranus shakes things up, okay? Now, it rules your 2nd house of finances. So there could be a change in your job and it's going to affect your finances. There could be a change in your health, depending on personal planets, okay? There's significant shakeups where Uranus goes. You could be working on something scientific or something unconventional or something forward, like using technology to communicate with people in your working environment, something that you've not used before. Your routines could involve, suddenly you're using AI, that kind of stuff could happen with Uranus in the 6th, because the 6th house is our daily work. It's the people that we work with. And in Gemini, it's like information, and Uranus rules technology and breakthroughs. So suddenly using some form of technology to connect with the people at work. So, working more virtually, or using some form of there could be some form of new technology that you're using to connect to people that you work with. Or you could have a breakthrough with your health or your routines. Or you could feel really rebellious and you could actually decide you want to quit your job, you want to quit your routines because you want to go and do something else. You're bored, you're feeling rebellious around your working schedule, okay? Changes to your schedule. This could also be breakthroughs in terms of your health. So if you have been dealing with a health issue, this could be a breakthrough, could be a technological breakthrough in order to help you heal something. That is also possible. This sign is quincunx, so it's not the most comfortable energy because it doesn't quite see the 1st house. So it could be something that you're having to work on in any of the things I've just mentioned, something that you're having to actually work on. But that's just going to dip in for a couple of months. So with these planets, we're just seeing a taster, because 2026 is going to be where we see the real ingress of Uranus, Saturn and Neptune. This is just like a little taster because they're just dipping in and then back out. You are going to have Saturn and Neptune move into your 4th house. So first of all, you've got Neptune moving in on the 30th of March. So this is going to be not seeing things clearly about a living situation, or things dissolving. So it could be that you're having to move because of a situation that maybe you didn't see coming, potentially, because Neptune in the fourth it's dissolving things, okay, and we can't see things clearly. So it could be you're having to move, could be something within your home is broken, you're not quite sure what's wrong with it. On the one hand, Neptune in the fourth could the fourth house is our inner emotional world, so you could be feeling more sensitive under this transit, and it could be that you are in your imagination a lot. You're wanting to retreat more, you're wanting to spend more time at home. Now, for some of you, make sure that you are looking after your health, guys, because with Uranus moving into your sixth and Neptune moving into your fourth, it could be that you are not seeing, there could be a health issue that you're not quite seeing, because Saturn is here too. So it's asking you to just pay attention to your health, okay? Because there could be that you're having to spend more time at home because of something going on that you didn't quite see coming with Uranus. But that is not going to be all of you. That's just going to be potentially some of you, depending on your own personal placements. Neptune in the fourth could also be a parent going through something, a parent feeling more sensitive about something, and you're having to offer them some sort of support. You're having to help a parent heal something. That could also be possible. Saturn is here too. So Saturn is harsh reality, okay? So Saturn moving into the fourth house is basically saying to you, hello, we need to make some changes here. This house isn't big enough. What are you going to do about it? It's like harsh reality, and it's like, oh, now it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to move with a Saturn transit. It's just a harsh reality of actually, okay, our space is too small. Maybe we should consider moving. In Aries, it could be that you impulsively think, okay, I need to change something. But really, the Saturn is like a wake-up call, and it's about you having to put some structures in place within your home environment. So it could be that you're having to you're struggling to put boundaries in place within your home environment, or a family member, maybe you're having to put some boundaries in place and you're finding it difficult with Neptune and Saturn together. Neptune is not very good at boundaries. Saturn is boundaries. So maybe you're gently having to enforce some boundaries around a parent, or you are having to make some sort of changes in the home, or you're just having a realization about your living situation or some changes that need to be made, but you're going to be doing it in a gentle way with Neptune involved, okay? But there's just emphasis on your fourth house, and the fourth house is our inner world, and it's also our body. So Saturn coming in is like, if you have been ignoring any ailments, Saturn into the fourth can make you feel isolated, and it could be something physical that's happened, and you're having to spend more time at home. You could have to spend more time at home with Saturn here, because Saturn kind of restricts. It kind of says no. So it could be that something's happened and you're having to spend more time at home, basically. And it might have been something you didn't see coming, like I said, with Uranus in the sixth house and Neptune here. I'm trying to just put a positive spin on this, but it's not necessarily something awful. It's just more of a reality around, okay, is my living situation okay? If you have been ignoring your health, something could come up and you could be having to spend more time at home, like I just said. But that won't be the case for all of you. For some of you, it's going to be more emotional, that you could feel a bit emotionally heavy. You could feel a bit emotionally heavy from something. That's possible. Having to deal with things from the past. Saturn rules time. The fourth house is our memories. Feeling really called to dig up the past or focus on the past. Just having a sudden impulse, Aries, to focus on the past, tap into those memories, tap into those childhood traumas as such. Why did this happen to me? Where did this come from? All that kind of stuff could be coming up for you guys as well. And you have had Pluto move into your second house, so this is going to be here for 20 years. I spoke about this in my other video, so go and watch that if you want to know more about Pluto through the signs. But Pluto in the second is transformations around your financial situation and your values. So what's important to you? What do you value? How are you making money? How can you make more money? How can you clean up your finances? Transformations being made, but this is a very, very slow 20-year transit. And then you guys have got the North and South Node in your information houses. So this is all about learning, integrating, connecting, traveling, short distance trips, moving around. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm excited for this. Same with Cancers. So Capricorn and Cancer, it's similar because this axis is being highlighted. So you are going to have eclipses. So lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, North and South Node, activating this axis. So you're going to have 2025 and 2026 of things going on in these houses, okay? So the North Node is propelling you towards what are you learning, how are you connecting, what's going on in your environment, how are you getting around, your transportation, your siblings and your relatives. So the South Node is releasing things in the ninth house that no longer serve you. So maybe you're releasing your belief system, you're changing something about your beliefs, you're releasing the need to be right about everything, and you're focusing more on connecting with other people. That is what the North Node in the third wants you to do. It wants you to take on lots of information and integrate what you know in your community, rather than just acting like you know everything, because that is South Node in the ninth house, being like, I already know everything. This will be a clearing out of that process. And you are going to have new moons in the ninth house as well. So yes, you can still have potential for traveling to important places, but it's the South Node. So it's like you're still going to be releasing something in this house before you move towards developing your beliefs. So it could be that you're releasing a belief system that's outdated because now you're learning something new. You are traveling to somewhere and it's helping you expand your mind. You could be publishing something, broadcasting something, wanting to study something higher, but in the process, you're actually releasing things that no longer serve you while you're developing your mind. The issues to do with the law could come up with South Node in the ninth. Make sure that you're kind of being honest with, your taxes and your tax rebate and your finances and your taxes, and making sure that everything's above board in that sense. Connecting more with your siblings, traveling more in your local community. So going on more trips. You could be changing your car, expanding your car. Pisces and Virgo in general are the signs of healing. So collectively, we are healing something. We're coming away from having to have everything in perfect order, and we're moving towards spiritually healing ourselves, spiritually healing our mind. Maybe you're exploring something, maybe you're learning something, Capricorn, you're expanding your mind, you're learning something spiritual, you're developing your spiritual mind, or you're just healing your thought processes, healing your beliefs. But really, this is the house of information. Okay, so if you work on social media, this is great, because you'll be propelled towards kind of working with technology and doing it in kind of an intuitive sense. If you're connecting with people, being soft and gentle, which is how you guys speak, soft and gentle connection with others. Themes to do with your relatives and siblings could come up. Just more connection with them, or realizations or changes within your siblings' lives. So a lot of emphasis here for the next 2 years on your information and travel houses. So that's exciting. Some of you could be traveling abroad, moving abroad, traveling to places you've been to before. So that is it for you guys. So mainly the themes of 2025 are some changes within, or realities within, the home, better connections with your partners, changes at work, or feeling like you want to be freer in your routines, and then issues, I keep saying issues, not issues, themes, around developing, learning, expanding your mind. So let me know, Capricorns, what you're most excited for in 2025. Please drop a comment and give this video a thumbs up if you got value. And if you would like your own personal chart read, because obviously this is very generic, then I do readings. Please contact me through the information, and I will see you in the next one. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Sorry, you guys do not need to see me drinking out of my pink plastic water bottle, but I've got a dry mouth. Okay, so guys, what is going on for you in 2025? So you have got Jupiter moving into your 6th house, and it's been in your 5th house. So let's talk about what it's been like in your 5th house. So Jupiter has been in your 5th house since June 2024, and it will stay there until June 2025. So the first half of 2025, you will still have Jupiter here in your 5th house. So what's been going on in terms of your love life? Some of you may have met a romantic partner. Some of you have developed new hobbies, done things with your friends, because Jupiter rules your 11th house of friendship. So done more fun things with your friends. You've been having more opportunities to do things that you enjoy, do things that you love, maybe integrate with your children and groups. Some of you may have become a parent. Some of you may have become pregnant, because the 5th house is creativity. Some of you, if you run your own business, you've been really creative, or you've been developing something in your own business or your own passions. Jupiter also rules your 2nd house of finances. So yes, that would make sense that you've been creating something, working on your own business, or working on creating something. The 5th house is, like I said, our love and romance. So more romance with your partner if you are already in a relationship, or if not, just opportunities for love to come to you. So the first half of 2025, you'll see more of this. So if you're still single and you want to meet someone, get out and date, because Jupiter brings opportunity, but it can only bring you opportunity if you're actually putting in the effort to go out and date. In fact, in Gemini, you could have had too many options if you are single. Now, if you're not single and you're in a relationship, Jupiter expands. So on the one hand, if you have been having issues with a partner, Jupiter can make it worse, or you can be seeing things too optimistically in your love life. That's also possible. But for a lot of you, this is the house of romance, and more opportunities for romantic encounters with a partner, more opportunities and growth around creativity, around going out and having fun. So maybe you felt more creative, you felt more fun, and you felt like you're moving more towards things that you enjoy. And also getting on better with your children during this transit. Jupiter, expanding your family, expanding your children, just feeling more abundant in the sense of children and creativity. Now, the second half of 2025, Jupiter's going to move into Cancer in your 6th house. So Jupiter in Cancer is a much better energy than Jupiter in Gemini, because Jupiter in Gemini can be a bit scattered, we can be a bit all over the place, and it's not very easy to build something long term. Whereas Jupiter in Cancer, we're working more towards something long term. So this is the 6th house of your health and your routines. Jupiter rules 11th house of groups. So maybe you were joining a new gym, you were joining a new, HIIT class, HIIT training, where it involves a group of people because you're working on your fitness, a new boot camp. Maybe you're spending money on a boot camp or a new gym because it rules your 2nd house. It could be that your routines are changing, but in a good way. So you are focusing more on a work-life balance. Maybe you are spending more time with your family, and your routines at work are changing. This is the 6th house of your daily work, getting on better with the people that you work with. This is people that work under you, people that work with you, and also being of service to other people. So more opportunities to help others, to heal others, to nurture other people. This is your pet, so maybe getting a new pet is also possible, cost you money. But really, especially if you work in an organization, because Jupiter rules your 11th house of organizations, you will be coming into some luck and abundance around your daily work. So this is just enjoying your work more, maybe traveling for work, expanding your mind at work, maybe opportunities to learn more, or kind of do training at work and study more. That's also possible. And just enjoying your working environment more, it being more pleasant. So the people that you're working with, you're getting on better with them. If you work on your own, then it could just be that you're enjoying your routines more. You are enjoying your routines more. You're improving your health. Jupiter does expand, and this is your physical. So it could, if you have got any physical ailments that you've been ignoring, Jupiter can make them worse. This could also make your body bigger, because the 6th house is our physical health. Cancer is like the water in the body. So actually you could be expanding, you could be putting on a bit of weight. Hopefully you're focusing on losing that, obviously for the sake of your health during this time. But generally just a more pleasant working environment and enjoying your routines more during this Jupiter transit. So that's really great for you guys. Now, you are going to have Uranus move into your 5th house. So this is going to dip in for a bit, and then it's going to move back out. And then in 2026, it will go in fully. So we're just going to get a taster with this one. The 5th house is your romance. So Uranus shakes things up. So you could see if your relationship is on the rocks, you could see some changes in your love life. If you are single, you could unexpectedly meet somebody completely out of the blue. You could unexpectedly fall in love. You could unexpectedly fall out of love. You could be doing something as a hobby that's really unusual, really unconventional, really wacky, really out there. You could be feeling really, really rebellious in your love life, or you could be feeling really rebellious in like what it is that you're creating and working on. You could just want to go and do something crazy, want to go and do something different. This is the planet of like technology. So it's like if you're working with on your own business or whatever you're creating, you could be using technology to help you. So you could be using AI, you could be using, especially in the sign of Gemini, this is about information. So whatever you're learning or whatever you're using to create, you could be using unconventional methods to help you, if that makes sense. So Uranus is like forward thinking, so thinking outside the box in your creation. So really, really good transit, I would say, if you run your own business, to just be different. So you guys with this transit, and you're not sheep, because this rules you, right? Uranus rules you. Obviously you're not a sheep anyway. You guys are the lion. You want to do your own thing. So Uranus dipping into this sign for you is going to actually help you create something that other people don't do. You're following your own rules in this sense, okay? Now, you are going to have Saturn and Neptune dip into your third house, okay? So Neptune's going to dip in, and Saturn's going to dip in just for a couple of months, and then they're going to move back out. So again, with these planets, we're not seeing the full ingress until 2026, but Neptune has not changed signs for 14 years. So this is really, really big. So Neptune moving into your third house, the third house being the mind. Well, Neptune tends to dissolve things. So during this time, you can actually feel really creative. This is great for using your imagination, thinking actually, what can I do? How can I create? And you're tapping into your imagination and your dreaminess with this, okay? But then Saturn's going to come along, and it's like, well, it gives you a reality check, okay? And the third house is our mind. It's our local communities and our local connections. So Saturn could ask you to be more disciplined and structured in the networks that you're involved with, in the technology you're involved with. It's a case of you're having a reality check. So it rules our communication. So having to think about how we're communicating, but with Neptune here, we probably are communicating gently. But Saturn's going to make you think, because this is your mind, it's like you could feel a bit somber. You could feel like a bit isolated, like no one really understands you potentially at the beginning of this transit. No one's really understanding your thought. But Saturn's going to bring a somberness to your thought processes. It could also bring a practical element to your thought processes, but it could be a case of a bit of pessimism, where we're like, Neptune's like idealistic, like, oh, what is it that I can create? And Saturn's like, oh, don't be silly, like you can't do that. So there is a little case of limiting beliefs coming in with Saturn there to start with. But hopefully you can work through that and just become more structured in your thought processes. Now, the third house, like I said, it's your community. So being more responsible within your community. So it could be that you are becoming part of the school PTA, you are doing the local summer fete, you're helping organize something within your community, because Saturn likes structure. So the best way to use this is to actually get out in your community and do something to help your community, okay? Now, this could also be something to do with your siblings or your relatives. So some issues with siblings or relatives, they're experiencing a hardship, or they're experiencing something that they don't. With Neptune here, it could be that you're having to help a sibling or a relative. You're having to help heal, and Saturn's coming along, and it's like, right, what can we do to help you out here? Saturn tends to delay things. I mean, the third house, because it's a cadent house, is not always the most obvious to us what's going on. The third house is also how we travel. So for example, it could just be that you go to travel somewhere and your bus is delayed, your car breaks down. Annoying things about traveling could come at the beginning of this transit. So it's not the most kind of relevant transit. It's not the most relevant house to our day-to-day lives. But it could just be frustrating things. Like you could be feeling, like I said, mentally a bit somber, issues with local travel, but Saturn wants you to work with where it is, wants you to be more responsible. So getting out in the community, doing something structured. Maybe you're realizing that you don't speak to many people. Maybe you're realizing that you're isolated. That could be very much a case of this. And Neptune's like, oh, it's fine. And Saturn's like, no, it's not fine. I'm isolated and I need to make more friends and I don't know how. That could also be what that transit is, okay? Now, you guys are going to be having the eclipses in your north. The north node is in your second house and the south node is in your eighth house. So this is activating your financial houses. So eclipses are very important and fated new and full moons at two different points of the year, but it's going to be all throughout 2025 and 2026. So it highlights the theme that's going on in the background between your money and other people's money, your values, your self-worth, and your own transformation, and the house of divination. So there's going to be themes here. You're being propelled towards earning your own finances. So you could be changed. There could be changes within your financial situation. You're coming into money. You're making money. You're just organizing your finances. You're letting go of relying on other people's money. Could be the case. There's just themes around shared resources and your finances. This is also what's important to you. What do I value? What's important to me? What am I investing in? What do I need to let go of? How am I attached to other people? Where do I have any intimacy issues? What self-transformation am I going through? South Node in the 8th can bring self-transformations, especially as you've got Pluto moving into your first. So you guys could be going through a huge dark night of the soul transformation. But it's all about healing. Virgo, Pisces is healing. We are coming away from having to have everything perfect, working order, and we're coming more towards spiritual healing. How can I heal myself spiritually? How can I have faith? How can I tap into my higher self? How can I connect to my angels? How can I, maybe you need a spiritual reading, maybe you need a medium. There's the emphasis on divination and what's important to you, but there's emphasis on healing. Okay, so there's themes around finances, but themes around healing and your own psychology throughout 2025. That sounds a bit dramatic, but it's like a theme going on in the background. And Pluto in your first house, guys, what's been going on for you so far? Tell me your transformations. How are you reclaiming your power? What's been happening in your life? Because Pluto moving into the first, you guys are reclaiming your power. You're going through changes, okay? This is going to continue for 20 years. I've done a video on this. Go onto my page and find the Pluto for the next 20 years video if you want to know a bit more about that. But it's changes within yourself, and so you guys are going to have 20 years of really kind of reclaiming your power, like I said, and sorting your life out or changing your life if that's what you want. So we've spoken about Jupiter in the 6th, we've spoken about the nodes, and we've spoken about everything. So let me know, Aquarius, what you are most excited about in 2025. If you would like your own personal chart read, I do readings. So take a look at the information. Obviously, this is kind of generic, but hopefully I've given you a lot of information here and something to look forward to. Obviously, your main themes are, transformations around yourself, transformations around your finances. North Node in the 2nd house is propelling you more towards your own finances. So that's a bit more positive than having the South Node there if you're working towards something. So take that as a positive. Changes within your community and your mind and your thinking and your connection, changes within your creativity and your love life, potentially, and abundance at work. Okay, so lots of stuff going on. I hope it's a really great year for you guys. Let me know in the comments, like I said, what you're most looking forward to, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, Pisces, last but absolutely not least, Sun, Moon, Rising. What is going on for you guys in 2025? So Pisces, this is a really, really important year for you because the North Node is in your sign. So you are going to be having huge, huge karmic shifts, changes, forward motion in who you are and the direction of your life. Okay. The North Node is the point of destiny. It's what we're being propelled towards. South Node is in Virgo in your 7th house of relationships. These are the houses of healing. Okay, so this is about spiritual healing, emotional healing, releasing stuff that no longer serves us. We're learning to let go of being too critical, and we're moving more towards being spiritual and empathetic and kind to ourselves. Okay, this is your first house of your physical body. You might feel called to make changes to your physical self. You could go on a radical overhaul around the way that you look and who you are. You are going to be experiencing huge shifts around your personal identity, the reason that you're here, your purpose. You're reclaiming your power. Okay, why am I here? What's the reason? What's the purpose? And how am I shifting? How am I upgrading? Okay, so you've got eclipses here for 2 years. This is full moons, new moons in your first house and your 7th house. So this is fated endings and beginnings, fated changes and transformations around who you are and your relationships. You're releasing relationships that no longer serve you, and you're moving more towards your destiny and who you were truly here to be. Okay, you are going to feel propelled to go after what it is that you want. The direction of your life is going to transform massively. Okay, that sounds a bit dramatic, but it is what it is. So this is a big year for you guys. Okay, now South Node in the 7th is releasing relationship behaviors that are no longer serving us. In the sign of Virgo, it's like being too critical of our partners, having to have everything in perfect working order. We're releasing all of that. we're focusing on what we can do to become better, and then we attract better. Okay, it's a balancing act. Now, Jupiter that is going to rule this North Node is moving into your 5th house of children. So in Cancer, so for some of you, you're becoming a parent. For some of you, Jupiter in Cancer is going to bring, well, let's just talk about, sorry, the first half of 2025. So Jupiter has been in your 4th house since June 2024, and it will be there until June 2025. So what's been going on at home? How have there been changes in the home? Have you been getting on with family members? Has a parent been kind of being optimistic or going through something, a drastic change? Jupiter is the planet of expansion, so it does tend to make things bigger, whether that be good or bad. So if something bad's been going on, it'll make it bigger. If something good's been going on, it'll make it bigger. But Jupiter rules your 10th house of career, so there could be changes in your status in the first half of 2025 if it hasn't happened yet in 2024. So that whether that's you're getting married, you're getting engaged, you're becoming a parent, could be changes within your home regarding your public status. Definitely for some of you in the first half of 2025. Expanding your home. So for some of you, you'll be moving to a bigger home if you haven't already. People coming to live with you, so your family is expanding in some sense. So again, that would tie in if you were to be having a baby, you're expanding the home. Now the second half of 2025, Jupiter is going to move into your 5th house of children. So again, there's a link here between family and children in the sign of Cancer. This is nurturing. So Jupiter in Gemini has been a little bit scattered, where we've had kind of a lot going on. Jupiter in Cancer is a much more favorable energy because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. It does really, really well here because it can nurture something long term. It can build something long term, which is what it wants to do. Ultimately, it wants us to grow long term. And in Cancer, it can do that because Cancer is all about security and looking after something. Jupiter loves that, okay? So Jupiter in your 5th house, for some of you, yes, you're going to become a parent. You're going to have children. You're going to have more than one children. If you've already got children, you could have another child. It's expanding your home. It's expanding your children. Or if that's not on the cards, which it won't be for all of you, you could just be having more opportunities around that topic. So opportunities could come to you around children. Relationships with children could improve. Relationships with children could be abundant. So if you already have children, you're getting on better with them. Your children could be going through something powerful and abundant themselves. You could be feeling extra creative. Your love life could be really flourishing, okay? Because Jupiter, the 5th house is our love. So our hearts could be growing. We could feel more in love. We could really be nurturing, Cancer, our romantic partnerships. Okay, nurturing our other person, feeling really, really loved up, feeling romantic, going on dates, going on more dates, doing romantic things, nurturing our partners. Okay. If you run your own business and you're creating something or you're passionate about something, building something here, luck coming to you, opportunities for fun, for hobbies, going and do something super fun. Jupiter expands, it brings us opportunities. So opportunities to go and enjoy ourselves, whether that be we want to go jet skiing, horse riding, rock climbing, whatever your hobbies are, more opportunities to do those hobbies and really nurture those hobbies and actually stick at something. Okay, Jupiter, like I said, it's scattered in Gemini, but in Cancer we're more likely to stick to something. If you run your own business, yes, you're going to be more creative during this time. So it's new opportunities. What projects do you want to create? What projects do you want to release? Focusing on yourself and more opportunities and luck to be able to do this in a fun and romantic way. So that's a really beautiful transit. Now, you are having Uranus, which is going to dip into your 4th house. It's going to stay there and then it's going to dip back out. And it'll be 2026 that officially moves into Gemini. But when we see Uranus dip into the 4th, there's going to be a shake-up within our family, okay? A shake-up within the home. So Uranus is unpredictable. This could be a shake-up for a family member. So something unexpected happening, a change within the family home, a change within a family member. A family member could suddenly become really rebellious. You could suddenly decide you want to move, but it's going to be really, really out of the blue. Like, okay, we want to move. Okay, we have to move. Okay, something's happened in the home. Something's broken. We've got to fix it. Just just unexpected events happening within the home, which isn't, you know, the most favorable thing to say. Changes within a parent, sudden change within a parent, because the fourth house is parents. So a change within them, a desire to become free, a desire for freedom within the home. So maybe you're feeling like you want to rebel. Maybe you're feeling you want to just do something different, do something outside the box, something that's not been done before. Uranus rules your 12th house. There could be something to do with hospitals or things going on behind the scenes involving a family member, some scientific things, some scientific breakthroughs, maybe having to deal with, you know, for example, like IVF or something that could be happening behind the scenes. That could be involved in that, or having to, what else could that be? Hidden enemies, you know, people within your family coming out with stuff that you didn't realize was happening, especially with Pluto moving into your 12th. This is like hidden enemies. So maybe you're finding out about somebody not liking you within the family, or you're finding out something shocking about a family member, a secret about a family member could be coming out with Pluto's in the 12th as well. So it's like hidden secrets, and Uranus ruling this in your family, like what a family member doing something behind closed doors. That sounds really dramatic, but that could be the case. Or if not, it's just going to be shake up with your emotion. This is your emotions, so shake up within your emotions. Now Pluto that's going into your 12th, this is about letting things go. This is about healing, spiritual healing, okay? Your beliefs, healing yourself. It rules your, Pluto rules your 9th. This is about letting things go. Letting things go, healing yourself, which isn't always easy. This is about changes to your thoughts, your mental health, healing your mental health, working on, you know, really working on your healing and having to let something go. Okay, but this is a 20-year transit, so this is a really long transit, and so I'm go and watch my Pluto video if you want to learn a little bit deeper about that. But Pluto in the 12th is our mental health, and it's how we are learning to release subconscious self-sabotaging behaviors that no longer serve us, okay? And letting those go. Okay, so there's a healing process here, but with Uranus in the 4th, it's like changes within the home, or just a sudden desire to be unconventional. It could be that you and your family decide you're going to go and buy a camper van and go traveling. That would be a really cool manifestation of that. You guys are going to go and do something completely unconventional, or something rebellious, like you're going to go and get married abroad. Like that could also be something that you've been working on behind the scenes that would shock people. Like you're just going to go and elope. That could be possible. And with the North Node in the first house, you're no FUCKs given. You're just doing what you want, Pisces. Because you're being catapulted towards your destiny. Okay. Now, Saturn and Neptune are dipping into your second house briefly for a couple of months and then dipping back out. So this is just going to be a taster before they move in 2026. So Neptune moving into your second house is a dissolution of your finances. Okay, that sounds really, not necessarily. This is one of the manifestations of it. Either not seeing your financial situation clear, or things falling away from you, your finances falling away from you, or you being a bit idealistic. So it could be that you're not seeing things clearly around your financial situation, and actually Pisces, you're not very good at being grounded anyway. So in this transit, it's like you're going to have to, because Saturn's going to come here, you're going to have to be realistic about your financial situation. So Neptune on the one hand, it's like, oh yeah, everything will be fine. I can make money through this way. Oh wow, maybe I can make money through this. But actually, you've not really thought of a plan. And Saturn's like, okay, that's fantastic that you have got this really great imaginative idea. How are we going to get there? How are we going to get there, guys? Saturn wants you to have a plan. So it's a reality check. So Saturn moving into your second is like, right, you need to be serious about your finances. What do you need to save for? What investments do you need to put away? What are you saving for? And Saturn rules your 11th house of goals. So it's very much about your goals for the future. Are you saving for the future? Are you seeing things clearly? So on the one hand, Neptune is kind of giving you this big imaginative, broad perspective of what you could possibly do with your finances. And Saturn's like, hold on a minute. Hold on, chappy. We need to put some structure in place here. So it can feel like a bit of a reality check to start with. And for some of you, depending on, obviously so different for everyone in terms of where they are at in their lives. Like if you're younger, this could be a sense of I have no money, or I'm feeling poor. If you're kind of, say you're young and you're at uni and you're watching this, you could feel a sense of, oh, Jesus, I have no money right now. But if you're older and obviously you've got a long-term job, that kind of stuff, it's going to color differently. So it could be a sense of, oh, I have all these goals. Okay, well, we need a practical plan. We need to set up a savings account for our child. We need to set up a savings account or a joint account for us. Just being structured around your finances. Okay. Now, the second house is also our self-worth and our values. So that could tie in, Neptune's like, uh, what is it that's important to me? Thinking and dreaming of what, your imagination growing around your potential possessions or what's important to you. And again, Saturn's like a reality check, like, well, is that really important? Like, it's more frugal. So it's like, well, we don't need to spend that because there's just no point and it's a waste of money. So Saturn coming in can be very frugal. So to start with, it can feel sometimes that your money, on the one hand, it's quite a stabilizing energy, but to start with, it can feel for some of you like you don't have enough. But then as the transit moves on, and this probably will be more in 2026, you're actually starting to realize that your income is stable, because you're putting practical elements in place. So it really does depend how much work you're doing on being disciplined, and because that's what Saturn's teaching you. And if you're not being disciplined, you'll have a harsh reality check. But if you are really disciplined, then actually this is going to be more of a stable transit for you. So it always depends on your own personal chart, guys. So Pisces, I think that's it. I've mentioned the South Node, the North Node. So this is a very pivotal year for you. Maybe some changes within the home, potential for children, and that could be what the change is, potential for family secrets, potential for just healing. If not, it could just be because this is your emotions and healing. So letting something go emotionally, good for creativity and children and romance, and being practical about your financial situation in some sense, just being a bit more grounded. Okay, Pisces, because we need to work on that, don't we, guys? Okay, so that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you got some value from this, hit the like button right now and leave me a comment and let me know what you're most excited about in 2025. I'm excited for you guys because North Node in your first house, like, it's like this kind of energy. So you guys deserve it because you can be a bit self-sacrificial at times. So yeah, enjoy. Let me know what you're most excited about, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.